Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge Alakia, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is Shabai from GMS Denver. And I'm actually still looking for a topic here. I just opened the Bible. So let me see what we got here. Yeah, alright, well, I'll just run with what I opened to. I opened the Bible on Matthew 13. So let's go there, see where the Spirit takes me. It's a long chapter, so I'll probably just get through. We'll see what we get through. It says, the same day went Yahushai out of the house and sat by the sea side. And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. All right, he had a lot of followers, he had a lot of people wanting to hear his words. Let me see. Let me pull up this blue letter real quick here, so I can, just in case I want to look things up. But let's see, Matthew 13. All right, and it says in verse 3, and he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow. All right, and so, Yahushua spoke in parables. We always tell you, if this truth was for everyone, then why did we ask the question, why did Yahushua speak in parables? Because it was not for everybody to understand. Let me see. Let me get this. Let's go to Proverbs 26 and 7. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. All right, Proverbs 26 and 7, it says, the legs of the lame are not equal. So is a parable in the mouth of fools. Right, and remember, fools, it means non-believers. All right? So you're going to have a lot of people that don't believe this knowledge, this truth. And the Lord compares that to the legs, someone who actually has a good pair of legs, healthy, functioning legs, to a lame person. Right? A lame person, they can't walk at all. Right there, let me get that definition for lame real quick. It says, lame, unable to walk without difficulty as the rest of an injury or an illness, limping, hobbling, incapacitated, you see, deformed, So if you're lame, you can't even walk, right? So that's why Yahweh compares a parable to, someone with healthy legs who can walk. You can even run, as opposed to someone who's lame and you can't even walk. That's how a parable is, that's how a parable is in the mouth of an unbeliever. So that's why he was speaking in parables, because he was basically speaking code only to the believers, only to the ones who could receive the truth. See? Matthew 13, and let's see. Let me close this out. I got too many things, windows open here. Let's get right. We're at 13 and 4. It says, verse 3. I'll read that again. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, the sower went forth to sow. All right, and someone that's sowing is someone who's basically planting seeds on the ground. Sprinkling seeds on the ground. That's this truth is likened unto. When we teach it, we're planting seeds, right? We're planting seeds in the elect. The elect can receive those seeds, right? That's what this whole parable is about. This chapter. It says in verse 4, and when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Right. So sometimes you'll plant seeds and like for instance, we'll be at camp, and if it's a nice day at camp, and we're in the chief place of concourse teaching, and you might have a man stop and he wants to listen to the truth, right? He wants to learn something, but then he's got his woman who runs his life, and she's over there pulling him away, like, hey, let's go, or she gets offended, right? That's happened to us at camp, where a man stops to listen to the prophets, and his wife will grab him up. That's what this parable is likened unto, right? When he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. And a fowl is a bird, right? So his wife would have been like that bird devouring up the seed, right? Parabolic, And parables, like we just read, it's not for everybody. Like you can't even understand what I'm saying if you're not spiritual. If you're not of the elect, for sure you're not going to receive it, In verse 5 it says, some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of the earth. Right? So if you plant some people, if you plant seeds on like a cement or like a sidewalk, the likelihood of that seed, growing is slim to none, right? It happens, but it's, overall, generally speaking, you're not going to have, there's nothing going to come out of that. So that's what this example is. Let's read verse 6. And when the sun was up, they were scorched because they had no root, and they withered away. Right, so the majority of those seeds, or if not all the seeds that fall on the stony ground or like a cement, they're not gonna have a chance to develop, because that sun's gonna burn them up first. There's no rooting in there. They have no root, right? They have no foundation, really. Verse 7, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. And that's similar to the example I gave with the wife pulling the husband away from the truth, walking by the camp, which that happens, It's happened a lot, actually. Verse 8, but other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, and some 100-fold, and some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Right? And who has ears to hear? It's only going to be the elect. Only going to be the elect that has the ears to hear this truth and to understand it and to grasp it, and to receive it, to bring them to repentance, That's the elect are going to be those seeds that fall on good ground. You have some good rich soil, and you put those seeds in that good ground, and you're gonna have that really plentiful harvest, But that's what it is. It says in verse 9, who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Let's go to Isaiah 53 and 1. It says, "Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed?" All right, so who's going to believe the report? It's going to be those elect, the members of the elect, the 1/3 of Israel, who Yahweh has given the Spirit to receive and understand this truth and be able to, that's that good seed falling in that rich soil, right? And who is to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed? Who is the arm of Yahweh is Yahweh Shai. So who do we reveal Yahweh Shai to? Who do we introduce Yahweh Shai to that believes on him? It's going to be the elect. Okay? Matthew 13, and let's go back to, where's am I on? 10. It says, "And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" So here's the answer, right? Kind of what I was just going into. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. See that? Why? Because they're fools. They're non-believers. When you go into that word fool, it literally means a non-believer, unbelief. Right? Let's go to, it brings me through the Spirit. Let's go to 1 Samuel 25. And this is kind of, going off the point, but going into another. Let's see, 1 Samuel 25. Because there's a thing called Nomen Omen. And let's see, that's the case with this example I'm going to bring up here with Nabal and Abigail. And if I'm not mistaken, that word Nabal, or that name Nabal, let me just find the right verse. But Nabal, it was this, he was a man which was, lacked faith. And his wife Abigail, who became King David's wife because Nabal fell dead. But, let me see. Oh, okay, here we go. This is it right here. Because she did a wise thing, and I'm not going to get into the whole story. You go have to read it. But basically, Nabal, it was her husband, and he offended King David and his men, if I remember correctly. So let's read. And then Abigail went, and she basically tried to, make amends with King David because of her husband's foolishness. And long story short, like I said, her husband ended up, Nabal, that was his name, which, let me get that really quick here in the blue letter so I can look it up for you. 1 Samuel and 22, oh shit, I went to the wrong one, 25. 1 Samuel 25 and go to, let's see, 25 and 25. So let me just grab because this is a case of nomen omen, which means a destiny name or a name that fits you. All right, first of all, I'm going to read, let's see. Okay, I'll start at 21. But let me read. Let me play this. The guy's name is Nabal, the husband of Abigail.
Strong's H 5037. Naval.
Naval. All right. And it means fool. Literally, and you go into the blue letter, that's what it says, fool. Right? In the outline biblical usage, it tells you that's what that means. And remember, fool means unbeliever, non-believer. So let's read this little quick excerpt of this story. Verse 1 Samuel 25, and I'll start at 21. It says, Now David had said, Surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow hath in the wilderness, so that nothing was missing of all that pertained unto him, and he hath requited me evil for good. So David was like, yeah, this dude did, he treated me evil for some good that we did. It says in verse 22, So and more also do the Most High unto the enemies of David, if I leave of all that pertain to him by the morning light any that pisseth against the wall. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the ass, and fell before David on her face, and bowed herself to the ground. So she basically saw that David was pissed off at her husband, so she went to go make amends, and really it was through wisdom. And really it was even for her and King David, it was destiny, because she ended up becoming one of his wives. So verse 24 says, And she fell at his feet and said, Upon me, my Lord, upon me let this iniquity be, and let thine handmaid. And she had her husband's back too, so she wasn't being out of order. She was being, sincere. She said, And let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thine audience. And remember, pray means beg. So she's like, I'm begging him. In thine audience, and hear the words of thine handmaid. Let not my Lord, and she's talking about her, let's see. Oh, well, yeah, she's talking about, because her man, she knew he was literally a non-believer. He was not righteous. But it was her husband, so she was, she was trying to make amends, right? It says here, Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, right? And Belial goes into, like Baal, right? Wickedness. Even Nabal, for as his name is, so is he. So she's like, he's a fool, just like his name says. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him. But I, thine handmaid, saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst send. All right? So that was the point, Nabal was living up to his name, basically. And his wife, confirmed it right here in this verse 25. 1 Samuel 25 and 25. So let's go back to Matthew 13. Where I'm at. So yeah, I just wanted to get that account. That word Nabal is fool, a non-believer. Because the truth, that's why in Matthew 13:10 it says, And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. You see that? So it's given to, the truth is only given to an exclusive group of people, and that's going to be the elect, starting out with the prophets. And Yahushua said it right here, the mysteries of the kingdom is given to us. And again, we got to bring this out. It seems like this verse comes up every single lesson. Amos 3 and 7. Surely Yahweh the Most High will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. Right, so another word for secret is mystery. So, the pagan Christian church, they say anybody can be a believer, or anyone's a believer, anyone, they just got to apply themselves. But that's not what it is. Yahweh has to choose you. Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua has to choose you, and also you have to be the Spirit has to be working with you. The Spirit's not working with you. You're not set up to believe. You're not set up to understand the parables. You're not set up to understand the Bible. Period. All right. So let's go to 12. It says, For whosoever hath to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even what he hath, even that he hath. Right. So if you're able to receive this truth, and you're able to, the elect, then you're going to have an abundance in the kingdom. But if you're one of those guys that takes your hand off the plow, or you're not even part of the elect to start out with, then guess what? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to strip you of whatever understanding or faith that you thought you had, Because there are people who come in for a season, and then they fall out, they wither out. They're like those seeds that wither by the sun, or something else takes them out, whether it's their wife or their girlfriend or their job or they just get burnt out, or they get disenchanted, because they were never part of the elect. See, the Christians, they got to stop trying to tell people that, anybody can be a part of this, or anybody can be, righteous or religious, as they say, No, this, like we always tell you, it's exclusive for the Israelites, first off, and second off, it's exclusive for the Israelites of the nation, of the 1/3, the elect, the remnant. Okay? So, that's what this is all about, man. It's all about the elect. Let me go back to this on my laptop here. Matthew 13, and I'm at 13. So, let's see. And I'm actually going to grab a precept out of Mark 4:11. It says, "And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables, that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them." Right. And really, like, if you're not set up, if you're not preordained, then there's not, you can hear the word, you can read the Bible, you can do all this, really, it's, if you're not of the elect, it's not going to stick with you. You're not going to be edified. You're not going to receive salvation. None of it. The Bible's not for you. If the Lord has not chose you, or given you that spirit of faith, or given you that spirit of belief, the spirit of faith, then you're just going through the motions in vanity, meaning useless. It's useless. Literally, that's true. It's useless for some people to read the Bible, because you got all these pagan Christians. Especially if you're a heathen, it's useless for you to read the Bible. I mean, you can read the Bible. You could be taught by the elect, by the prophets. They'll pick up. The Lord will give them, a little bit of understanding. But there's always going to be something that comes in to offend, especially the heathen, but also the 2/3. So that's why I say, if you're not of the elect, you're not going to, you'd be better off just going to read Harry Potter or something. You know what I mean? Because this is literally not for everybody. And this is a lie that the Christian church has told you. You get mad at us, but you should be mad at the Christian church for telling you that anybody can be a part of this. You see? So let's keep reading. Matthew in 13. What am I sitting at? Okay, Matthew 13 and 12. It says, I read that. Let me keep reading. Verse 14. "And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive." Right? And let's grab that what he's talking about in Isaiah. Isaiah 6 and 9. It says, "And he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed." Let me see, but yeah. So, he's just backing up and referring, he's quoting Isaiah. Yahushua's quoting Isaiah in this, right? And basically saying the same thing, This is not for everybody. So let's go back to Matthew 13 and verse 15. "For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them." Right, because not everybody can be healed, because not everybody's set up to believe. Remember, there's not everybody has faith to believe this truth, because you have to understand, Yahweh created a lot of reprobates. He created a lot of people that are not worthy of the kingdom of heaven, and it really goes back to your spirit. It's not even your flesh, because it's your spirit that Yahweh has basically rejected. Or yeah, if I said that right. It's basically, he hasn't given you a spirit of discernment. He hasn't given you a spirit of faith. Let's see. Let's grab this real quick. Yahushua was, let me see, Mark 6:14. Let me see, is that the right one? Mark 6. Oh, I went to the wrong verse. Yeah. And we read this yesterday. Not this exact verse, but this idea was in this lesson yesterday. Mark 6:4, it says, "But Yahushua said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house." Because this is another separation. This is another scripture regarding division, and not everybody. It's not for everybody. Not even people. Well, first of all, not in your whole country is not going to receive the prophet. Your own kin, which that goes into your tribe, your heritage, and also in your own house, which that goes into your immediate family. Not even your it's definitely, this truth is definitely exclusive to the elect. It's not for the majority of the people. It's not for the masses. And again, you can hear that, and hear us prophets with teaching that and telling you that and telling you the truth. And you can get mad all you want, but like I say, you should be mad at that pagan Christian pastor that was, telling you lies, telling you that this is for everybody. All you got to do is read, and if you have a spirit of discernment, or if you're of the elect, it's easy to see what we're saying here, that this is not for everybody. And it says right here in verse 5, "And he could there do no mighty work, save that he laid his hands upon a few sick and healed them. And he marveled because of their unbelief. And he went round about the villages teaching." You see that? So Yahushua marveled at the unbelief of the people. And it's like us too, we marvel sometimes. We're like, damn, these motherfuckers are hard-headed. Or these motherfuckers can't receive this knowledge. That we're breaking it down for them. You know, the parables. Remember that we started out talking about the parables, and we're sitting there trying to break the parables down, and they hear it, and we're breaking it down on the lessons at the camps, and people are still like stuck on stupid. They'll start bringing up their Christian teachings that they were taught in the pagan Christian church, which doesn't even add up to what the Bible actually says. So we're like, it's easy for us to make that to recognize that this is not for everybody, this truth. But these other people, they're just so stuck on stupid. They're like, there's a word called willfully ignorant. So basically they're willing to be ignorant. And ignorant, that word goes into, it means without knowledge. So these people are willing to be without any knowledge. They're willing to, you got fucking Christians that'll go to church, they'll come across the prophets. The prophets will break stuff down, on the streets or on the lessons. They'll watch the video, and they'll turn around and go right back to the fucking pagan Christian church or the pagan Catholic church, or whatever church they got set up here in Babylon. You have a lot of examples of that. People just like, and for us as the teachers, we sit there back, we're sitting back like, man, we see it plain and clear. Like, this ain't for everybody. What we see is clear as day, but to the non-elect, they can't see it. It's not for them. Like we always tell you, like the scriptures tell you. It's not for everybody. That's what I'm going to call this lesson, is this is not for everybody. And Yehoshua, he was like marveling, like he was like surprised, like shocked, like, damn, they don't believe. And guess what? It says in verse 5, he couldn't do no mighty work, meaning he couldn't work no miracles with, you can't, oh shit.